Dealing with the quarter points with regards to nailing these beams together. A lot of times we're going to have our two-ply beams, and of course, following the requirements of the different plies. Of course, if it's just two pieces of lumber, very easy. But when you, of course, get different plies put in there, you're going to have to ensure that you have your nailing in the correct position. And certainly we don't see this on a plan review, but what are we seeing on site? But the code now does give us two options. It does allow the use of a floating deck. And so in those particular cases, the requirements of digging all the footings or the posts and all that stuff can be a little bit less onerous than we've had in the past with regards to our frost protected. This is a good drawing, actually. I think comes from the appendix of the building code that kind of explains where we can have these particular joints in the beams. Joist size, of course, we're using our particular Part 9 tables and ensuring that we meet those particular span tables in 923.42A to G, or of course, a lot of us will use the Canadian Wood Council span if it tables. Looks undisturbed, if it looks well compacted, looks like it's never been touched before, generally I would accept it. But if something looked a little weird, right, you did notice some wetness that's constantly there. You look beside you and you see, hey, there's a pond beside this. The pond looks like it's a little bit higher than the footings. And everybody always wants to use 4x4s, don't they, to support their particular deck. But when we look at the building code, it does say that any column is a minimum of 6x6. And so we really should ensure that we do see that particular 6x6. I've also noticed, and probably a lot of us that have done deck inspections will notice, that if you get a post that's going to be less than 4 feet from the foundation, or even less than 8, sometimes 6 feet from the foundation, we know that that foundation of the house was originally dug up in order to build its foundation. And so if this particular post is in that area of undisturbed soil, then having a 4 foot below frost level with a post that's only 6 feet from the foundation or 4 feet from the foundation isn't going to cut it, right?